everyone, and welcome back to the Affirmation Addict podcast. My name is Pyle, and today I wanted to run through some questions you can ask yourself if you're kind of in the middle of manifesting something and you're wondering where it is, why it's not here yet. So, I thought this could be like a little mini manifestation reset to help you just recheck in with your desires, with where your heart is at, and reground yourself because I think it can be so easy as you get on the manifestation journey to kind of get caught up in technicalities and how many affirmations or which affirmation or where is it? Why is it not showing up? And we kind of lose focus. So I thought these 5 questions would be really, really good to just recenter yourself with your desire. And maybe you have never manifested before, or you're kind of thinking of calling something else in, something brand new. This is also really helpful. This is a really good exercise to just understand your intent and honestly like reset your intentions, but also help you be more open to receiving your desire. So it's a little bit all inclusive in that way. I'm going to share with you the 5 questions. I really, really, really strongly recommend doing this in your journal. If you avoid journaling, if you avoid kind of diving into your journal, maybe do it on your notes app. Maybe do it in your phone. If you feel like you can't get yourself to pen to paper it, type it out on your phone, on your laptop. You can always delete it after. But I think there's just a different stream of consciousness that comes with writing. My kind of order of preference is writing by hand, so pen to paper, then typing it, whether it's on your phone or your computer, and then the third one would be thinking through it. Maybe even talking through it before thinking through it, talking through it with a friend or a trusted person. Just because I think we intellectualize and we filter ourselves a lot, but when there's a different medium of communication, I think it's harder to filter yourself, and a lot might come to the surface. So I'm going to go through these 5 questions and also give you some examples, give you a little bit of perspective on each of these questions to help you as you're journaling. So you can either journal with me as we're talking through this, or kind of take a few notes, get those questions down, and then do this on your own time, however you want to do it. So feel free to pause for a second if you do need to go grab a journal and you want to do it with me, or just listen up and let's dive into it. So, the first question, and I talk about this all the time, and I will probably never stop talking about this because I think it is the most fundamental thing to really understand where you're coming from, what your intentions are, and why you want what you want is, why am I manifesting what I want? Why do I want this desire? Why am I manifesting this desire? Same question asked in 3 different ways, but I really want you to ask yourself, why do you want it? Not just because, not because it's going to make me feel better. Like, write minimum 4 to 5 sentences. Even if you have no idea why you want it, then sit and reflect. You don't have to answer the question right away. It doesn't have to be a perfect answer. It doesn't have to be a noble answer. Like, it doesn't have to be so I can save the world and cure all dis-ease for everybody. It can be a very selfish answer. I think we're really afraid from like a judgment perspective to admit why we want things. So sometimes when people say money, right, a very blanket statement is so I can buy everything I want. Okay, well, what is it that you want to buy? Why do you want to buy those items? If you want a soulmate, and I don't encourage manifesting specific people, but I know not everyone listens to me, and that's okay. I still love you and I still wish the best for you. But if you are manifesting a soulmate, maybe it is somebody specific that you're trying to see if it can work for. Why? What qualities do you like about that person? Or if you have a soulmate, like if you're just open to anybody, truly open, why do you want this soulmate? Why do you want a companion in your life? Why do you want companionship? Do you feel lonely? Do you feel like it would make you feel whole? What are you expecting out of this desire? What are you hoping out of this desire? And my recommendation is to talk about what you're hoping out of this desire in a few different ways. Maybe physically, maybe emotionally, maybe mentally, maybe how you show up in your day, all of the different things. go into detail. So I would try and do 4 to 5 sentences. I feel like a middle school teacher who is honing in that a paragraph has 5 sentences or more. Really try and write a paragraph, not just a blanket statement. And you can revisit it if you feel like you're forcing it, but don't be afraid to be honest with yourself, because this is for you. You're not proving anything to me. You're not proving anything to the universe. The universe already knows your true intent. It's honestly for yourself, to help yourself along the journey. Okay, second question is, how would I feel if my manifestation was already here? This question is designed to help you worry less. It is so easy. We all do it. It is so natural to kind of do all of this work and be like, all right, where's my desire? Right? It's so easy to start wondering why it's not here and seeing if you're doing anything wrong. But I don't want you to focus on that. I don't want you to try and analyze or piece together information. I want you to think about, what would be different if my desire was here right now? And it can be in all senses. Once again, if the money was already here, what would be different? How would I spend my time differently? How would I feel differently? Would I not feel stressed right now? Probably not. Would I not feel anxious right now? Most likely not. Not around this topic, at least. Sorry if you see me flailing my hands. There's like fruit flies in here. I don't know how. I have flowers in here, so maybe I need to change the water. But anyways, if you see me waving my hands, that is why. Sorry if it's distracting. Um so ask yourself, how would I feel? What would be different if my desire was already here? And that, once again, you can go on to feeling, you can go on to physically, you can go into all of these different kind of areas of your life. But what would that be like? If your soulmate was already here, how would you feel? Do you think you would feel more loved? Maybe that's a more indicator of what you can also start to focus on. And I'm going to come back at the end and talk to you about what to do with the answers to these questions. But I want you to kind of not care about what the answers are right now. I want you to answer these honestly without any expectation. You're not trying to prove a point. Once again, you're just answering these for where your heart is at. Okay, the next question is, what if it doesn't come in the exact way I'm planning? So, this is a kind of a trick question, but I feel like we have an ideal vision of how a manifestation plays out. Unintentionally, I think we end up planning, right? Soulmate, oh, I'll probably meet them at a bar. Maybe they'll text me and we'll have this texting relationship, and then we'll meet in person, and then we'll fall in love, and then he'll ask my parents to marry me, and then we'll get married, and then we'll have a big, beautiful wedding, and the rest is history. I feel like we have these visions and these plans about all the different steps along the way before, during, and after this manifestation is coming into fruition. And I want you to ask yourself, what if this manifestation isn't coming in the way I'm planning, in the way that I'm imagining, or in the way that I'm visualizing, even, or in the way that I'm thinking? What then? And leave that open ended. Leave give credit to yourself to be able to figure out what to do. And in your response to this journaling question, just be really honest. Would you freak out? Would you panic? Would you be like, oh, okay, I trust this? Be honest with yourself. Like, what happens if it's not coming in the exact way that I'm planning? And there's no right answer to this, there's no wrong answer to this. It's just an acknowledgement of, hey, if it's not going as planned, this is probably what my reaction would be. Now, kind of a follow up to that, the fourth question is, what if my manifestation is not coming at all? What if it has passed, there's no way for it to come? What then? And I want you to answer this once again honestly. How would that make you feel? What would that mean to you? What would that mean maybe about you? I think we use our life's circumstances to create stories about ourselves, to assign meaning to ourselves. So, what do you think this would mean about you if this manifestation didn't come into fruition? And my response immediately, I want you to hear this, is, what if this manifestation isn't coming because something way better is coming along? What if that's the reason? And kind of maybe use this as a caveat. Be like, okay, follow-up question. Well, what about if it is something way better? How would that make me feel? Sorry if you hear that honking. But what if that's the reason it's not coming, is because something way better that you couldn't even plan for is coming. Then what? What does that make you feel? And the last question is, how would I show up in my daily life if my manifestation were here? And this has nothing to do with your desire, not the way you're interacting with your desire, just how you would show up. How would I show up knowing all of my desires have manifested, knowing I'm living my dream life? What does that look like? I feel like we have such strong, vivid ideas for what we want to manifest, but it's almost like we can't think about what life is like and how we are after it manifests. I know I struggled with this for the longest time. I've tried talking about it on the podcast where it's like, I feel like I manifested my dream life within the span of like 4 years very quickly. Obviously, there's other things that I would love. However, like, I kind of got pretty set, right? I got married. I met my soulmate. We got homes. Our families work together. My business is doing well. Like, I feel like all the areas of my life are pretty sorted, and I feel like that happened really quick. And I was left at like a, wait, what? Like at age 27, 28, like I have everything I wanted. Like, I know I'm not done living my life. So now what? I felt like I didn't know what to do, what to even work towards when all of my desires came in, because I was so unfamiliar with the version of myself who had all of her dreams, all of her needs met. I didn't know what that looked like. And it caused a lot of self exploration, and self doubt and self criticism. It caused a lot of that. And hopefully, this can kind of be avoided for you, where it's like, okay, fast forward, you have all of your desires and then some. Now what? How are you showing up? What is your day to day life like? Because what I realized personally is I spent, and I was almost trained, I think we all are, to live so much of our life counting down to the milestones. Meet your soulmate, get a promotion, get your dream job, get married, have a baby, right? You have all of these milestones, but those milestones are one day each. Fine, maybe a week each, right? But the rest of your life is like the mundane moments that I think we tend to not give enough credit to and not give enough appreciation to, and almost discount, even though those are the moments that are making up the majority of our life. Like, every single morning you're waking up and brushing your teeth. Like, that is a significant part of your life, and that is something that's going to be with you throughout. So think about it. What is brushing your teeth going to be like when you have all of your dreams? Maybe you're in a really cool bathroom. Maybe you have your dream music playing on and you're looking at the beautiful view and you just feel so good when you wake up. And maybe you're excited to wake up for once. Like, whatever the mundane parts of your day are that you kind of ignore and maybe even dread, I want you to think about, what does that look like now that all of my desires are here and now that all of my dreams are met and I'm at peace? Now what? What does my day actually look like? And how do I feel throughout my day? Because I feel like we spend so much of our like 20s and 30s hitting all those milestones. And then it's like, okay, I've met all of my goals. Now my daily life just feels boring and I have nothing to look forward to. Even though that's so false, I feel like there's so much power in understanding how to, I don't want to use this word, but it's the only word that's coming to mind, how to romanticize, how to fall in love with the little moments, how to fall in love or romanticize the daily things that we're already doing. So, what is your version of romanticizing your daily life now that every single one of your desires is met? You're not working towards, you're not feeling lack, you're feeling abundance, you're feeling peace, you're feeling love, you are feeling all of the good things. Now what? And I think it takes a lot of courage to explore that, because it can feel so far from the truth. It can feel so untrue, depending on where you're at on your journey. So I really encourage you to have fun with this. Think of it as a little script, even. What does my day look like now that all of my dreams are here? And my day, not your day kind of taking care of everybody, not your day just being there for everyone else, your day with just you. Imagine, what does that look like? And how do you feel? What do you do for yourself? What do you do to take care of yourself in any way? What does that look like for you? So, those are the 5 questions. And a little bit about how to use these responses is to, one, honesty is everything. Maybe do this once, and if you feel a little bit resistance, go through these questions again. The more honest you can be with yourself, the less resistance you're going to create on the manifestation journey for yourself. The second one is use these as places that you can focus your attention on, because sometimes it's really easy to focus our attention on that big result, right? Say you're manifesting your soulmate, you spend all of your time doing soulmate affirmations, soulmate visualizations, all of these things, when maybe through these questions you realize you're actually really afraid of loneliness, or you're really afraid of spending time with just yourself. You're really afraid that maybe I'm just not lovable. That is some of the stuff you can focus your attention on. How do I heal that from the inside out? So it doesn't have to be only focus on your desire. You can use the answers to these questions to give you more information on different layers and aspects of yourself to send more love to, nurture more, maybe even heal if you think it's something that needs to be healed. I think it really helps you kind of do that. Another thing, use these responses as a way to kind of as a layer of cutting out some of the control, because I think we have such a it has to happen in this way. If it's not happening in this way, it means it's not happening at all. It's not true. It's just the way most of us work. And use the responses to these. Use the what if something way better is actually coming along, then what? Use that as a reminder to fuel yourself when you feel like you're in a state of lack or in a state of doubt. Also, allow it to be a way for you to create more room for the unexpected. Stretch your boundaries a little bit, kind of push yourself to some of your edges so that you're not so stuck and focused on that desire being here, that you're kind of like, oh, there's other parts to this desire that maybe already are here that you haven't even acknowledged. And use it as a way to kind of stretch how you feel and spread yourself out a little bit more in a little bit more of a loving way as you're waiting for this desire to come in. And lastly, use this as information to learn about yourself, to kind of create more self awareness along the journey. Because most of the time, the thing that is getting between you and your desire is you. We self sabotage so much, very unintentionally, but we have such tendencies to self sabotage. We create stories, we create judgments, we create expectations, we do a lot of things that are actually not serving us. So allow this to be a way for you to kind of let go of that tendency to self sabotage and take your power back as the creator that you are. So I really, really, really hope that these questions serve you as well as they serve me. I go through these questions often, and allow yourself to be a little bit more comfortable with the unexpected. And one thing I want to say is, if everything, your manifestation journey, if it's all expected and planned exactly how you think it's going to be, that means you're not actually up leveling, because everything you've expected is a reflection of what you've experienced, and your desire is something you haven't experienced yet. So it's totally going to be unexpected. So it's almost like a waste of your time trying to control. So let that reminder serve you as you're going through these questions, as you're kind of stretching what manifestation means for you. Allow yourself to remember that even if it's unexpected, it's probably because it's serving you and you're actually up leveling, even if it doesn't always seem like it. So I hope this helps you, and let me know what you think of these questions and if you had any aha moments. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next